Hi, it's Dot from Ink Art Designs. Today we're going to make a quick card, and it's the Dove of Peace card that I recently made for Rubber Dance. It uses a bird, a dove from a little Birdie stamp set. The flowers and the leaves are from Loose Florals #1. It has a gel plate circle put on it, and I've used a little circle stamp, I don't know if you can see it, from Whale Wishes. Quite often with Rubber Dance stamps you get all these extra little elements in your sets that you can use on a lot of different projects. So I've used that. I'm also using Twinkling's H2O and I'm using By Marlene watercolours, India ink, which is on sale in the shop at the moment. And I'm using a round gel plate. So here we go. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is get the distress inks, and I'm using Wild Honey and Walnut stains. I'll put the Wild Honey, say 3/4 of the way around the gel plate. And then I go around the edge and down one side with the walnut stains. I don't want too much, just a little bit. I get a spritzer bottle and I just spritz until it beads up. And I'll just clean up the craft sheet and bring the white card down very carefully. Tip your gel plate upside down. I like to do it over to the side of the card so there's no accidents, and then center it and bring it down and just let it sit, and then you can go in with your fingers very gently and squeeze in a couple of places to make sure that the ink is spreading. Let it sit for a few seconds and then very carefully lift it off. I'll just dry that with my heat tool. And of course you can always go back in and dab off any water that's still sitting there just to dry it. Okay, so this is how it's looking so far. I love how you get these really interesting marks when the water pools, and you can blow it in that direction instead of going off the circle shape. Okay, so that's the background done. For the flowers, I'll just show you how I've done them, and the leaves, all done the same, but I'll just demonstrate with the flower. Tap some ink onto your stamp, stamp it onto your white card and hold for a good 10 seconds so that you get a good imprint. Lift like that, just like that, nice and crisp and clear. I'll just dry the ink. I'm doing it on a scrap piece of card. You can see where I've been stamping earlier. Okay, now with the watercolours, all you do, I'll just add a bit of water to the sheet, is very rustically, is that a word, rustically? I'm not going for a perfect colouring in. I just want it to be a little bit. Pick up some water and I might put a darker colour on. I'll dry that. Grab some more water. And I'm going to add this burnt orange colour as well, just for a bit of interest. And if I wanted to, I could also pick up some yellow and add little highlights of yellow. So you do that. Always make sure you clean your craft sheet. It doesn't matter if it goes over the edge, because what you're going to be doing is cutting them out like this. So if you go over the edges, it's neither here nor there. The other thing that I've done, and I'll show you, is I've stamped the bird. I'll stamp the bird for you. Again, I'm using India ink. And always it's holding it onto your cardstock for a good 10 seconds, just to make sure there's time for the ink to transfer into your card. And then lift. That's the bird. But when I cut him out, I only cut half of him. Can you see? I didn't worry about the tail and there. So I've cut it across here, and then I've just cut around the bird. So what I've done is I've made the bird, or cut him out. I've made 5 flowers, just how I showed you before, like so, and 3 leaves. And they're all the bits that I'll be using for the background. I'm going to stamp the tiny circle from Whale Wishes. Just add a bit of ink. And even though it's a tiny stamp, you still pop it down and hold for 10 seconds. And I might like one that's half on and half off. And I might put another one up there. Always 10 seconds. It doesn't matter about the size of your stamp. You just do that and then heat set. Your ink. So in order to finish it off, this is how it's looking so far. Now what I've also done is gone in with a bit of water and some paper towel and lifted some of the ink off from inside the circles. Being a water-based ink, it reacts with water, and I'm just lightening up the inside of these circles just a little bit. Brown doesn't lighten up as well as what the yellow does, but that's okay. And then what I can do is go in with the H2Os. Again, you just grab a bit of water. And this has a lovely little shimmer to it. So you go in and paint some sparkly shimmer into the middle of the circles. I just thought that the colours really go together well with the rest of the colours that I've used on this card. And when it dries, you'll have this very faint shimmer left behind. It's really pretty. Try and colour between the lines. It's always a good thing. Okay. And again, cleaning your craft sheet as you go and drying. Right, so this is how it's looking. Pretty cool. I was thinking it's always nice to add a little bit of extra colour just to intensify the yellow and the browns. I don't think the brown needs intensifying, but the yellow does. So just go in and give it another little burst of colour. Just freehand, because why not? We can do anything that we want to when we're crafting. Like that. You can also see there's a nice brown line going around the edge of the circle up there. That's because I put the walnut stain around the edge of the gel plate. So it's left a lovely outline for the circle, giving it a little bit of definition. Then it's simply a case of gluing all your pieces onto your card. I'm using the funky stick because it's a really strong glue. It's my favourite glue to use. And very carefully, I'm going to put the bird. So he goes there, and you just hold it down until the glue takes. And then you do the same for all the flowers. One by one. And part of the way that I'm placing the flowers is to hide the bottom of the bird so we don't see that cut edge. I'm going to put a leaf on. So it comes down there. Just hold that until it takes. It doesn't take very long. Like that. And then placing more of the flowers as we go around. I can see the cut edge of the bird, so that's where my flower is going to go. Like so. And hold it. I think sometimes we rush the gluing part and we end up with bits sticking up. But as long as you remember to hold it until the glue takes. And if you've got a good glue, it doesn't take very long. Put another one over there. And I want another leaf as well. And there's one leaf and one flower left. Which we're going to put over here. It's all about patience crafting, isn't it? Should never be in a hurry when you're crafting. just take your time. Enjoy the process. I'm also going to colour the inside of the flowers with elements. This is Paprika. It's a nice strong red colour. You could go in with watercolours. You could go in with pencils. It's really up to you. I just thought I'd keep it easy and use these Elements inks. They're just so pretty. Very intense with their colour, which I like. Now I haven't put any words on this because I thought, and that's our card. I thought if I wanted to mount this at a later stage like I did with the first one, I can add words on at a later stage to suit the occasion. So I quite often don't put words on the cards that I make, and that gives me the freedom to turn it into whatever I want it to be later. I hope you enjoyed seeing how this card came together. It's not too hard. I think the longest part of the whole process is cutting out the flowers. So I hope you give it a go. Thank you for watching. See ya.